This is iRadio News.
Hello, this is iRadio News. First here, the headlines. 7 people have reportedly been killed along the Sobad River in Upper Nile State. Authorities in Magui County of Eastern Equatoria State have arrested 6 foreign nationals for illegal logging in the area. And the government says it has invested more than $300 million to begin the process of taking the control of the South Sudan airspace. These stories and more coming to you in this bulletin with me, Daniel Danis. Now the news in detail. 7 travelers have reportedly been killed along the Yomding Malakal River in Upper Nile State. They were traveling by river transport from Ulang County on Sunday. According to the governor of Upper Nile, the incident happened between Ulang and Doma in Sobad River. Budoga Yang says the boat carrying the deceased made it to Malakal town. Those killed include children and elderly people. The perpetrators have not been identified.
أصله جمعة له وده كلها من السكشن براو كله سكشن بالسكشن يعني من أولاد نوير براو مزاته في 7 نفر قتلوا بين الأولان ودوما قلت لك الشغل ده عبارة عن خشوم البيوت فده برضه عنده معالجة بالنسبة لديل يعني ما عندنا معالجة له المعالجة إنه نتكلم مع مشايخ حقهم ديل نتكلم معاهم ليه يعمل عملية زي ده في شنو يعني حتى لو في مشكلة بين خشوم بيوت ما ممكن الأمة والمشايخ يقعد يعالجوا المشكلة ده لأن ما مشكلة بين قبيلة وقبيلة ده مشكلة بين قبيلة واحد وده ممكن يكون على مقدور بتاع الأمة عشان أمة المشايخ ويحل المشكلة ده يعني وإن شاء الله الناس على قدرة إنه يتوه المشكلة ده والمشكلة حتى الآن خلاص والبوت زاد استمرت ماشى ملكال البوت جاي من يومدين ماشى على ملكال أصل هجوم عليه وده كله من السكشن براو كله سكشن بالسكشن يعني من أولاد نوير براو مزاته في 7
6 foreign nationals have been arrested in Magui County of Eastern Equatoria State for illegal logging. The individuals were apprehended by the forest guards and are being held at Nimule police station. According to Magui County Commissioner, the suspects were found cutting trees in Mugali Payam. Author David Remson says they were arrested during a state-sanctioned crackdown on illegal logging.
We arrested them the day before yesterday in the area of Mogali, almost along the border. And these are the Ugandan brother. They are 6 in number. We found them, they are cutting, they are with the machine, and that's why we have arrested them. The evidence there, which the government also have seen. And right now, they are in Nimule, and the law is actually going on with them. We cannot handle such a case in Nimule. We are going to forward the case in the state, and the state will be the one to verify and see what is possible against illegal logging.
Commissioner Otto says the names of the suspects are being withheld as investigations continue. Economists say illegal logging in South Sudan is persistent in the heavily wooded areas bordering northern Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. The practice is common around Yei River, Western Equatoria, and parts of Eastern Equatoria State. In August 2020, Eastern Equatoria State Governor Louis Lobong issued an executive order immediately banning what he described as rampant logging in the state. Commissioner Otto says the state government will take tough measures against anyone cutting or facilitating the practice. He warned local communities in Magui County against collaborating with illegal loggers.
What I wanted to say to my community of Magui County is, number one, this issue of corruption, we must put it down. 2, illegal logging. Anybody found of that, we can be taking the person to the court. Any trees cutting, anything concerning that is not more allowed in Magui County.
Last year, the community of Pageri Payam of Magui County raised an alarm about illegal and indiscriminate logging, accusing Ugandans and their South Sudanese collaborators of destroying the forest cover in the area. The government says it has invested more than $300 million to begin the process of taking control of the South Sudan airspace. Since independence in 2011, South Sudan has been in control of its airspace, a situation that the President Kiir government blamed on lack of resources and know-how. Yesterday, a delegation led by the Minister for Transport arrived in Wau Town, Western Bahr el Ghazal State, to assess air traffic management system at the airport. Madud Biariel was accompanied by other senior officials and representatives of China Harbour Engineering Company, which is developing the air traffic management system in South Sudan. Madud Biar spoke to the media there.
We came here today to Wau as a part of implementation of air traffic management system. The main reason of our visit to Wau is actually receive Wau radar station. As we are implementing air traffic management system, Wau is one of the areas that are going to build a radar station here in Wau. So we came with the company here to come and hand over the site to the implementing contractor so that they start their work, civil work, and then technical work in the near future. The cost of the ATM is over $330 million all over South Sudan. The government have that huge investment on air traffic management system because we want actually to claim our airspace under our territorial control as the Republic of South Sudan. So airspace is also part of our responsibility so that we are independent even over our airspace. And that is the reason that we came to Wau so that we build a Wau radar station.
This is iRadio News. Major General Gabriel Moses Lokujo has been sanctioned by the European Union. Lokujo, who defected from the SPLA-IO to the SSPDF in September 2020, is from now on not allowed to travel to any EU country. He won't be able to access money or property in the EU. Emmanuel Joseph Akile reports.
Lokujo is accused of instigating clashes in and around the Moroto Training Center in Central Equatoria State. The European Union said the general is responsible for torture, extrajudicial, summary or arbitrary executions and killings, mostly in Kajukeji area. It holds Lokujo liable for the several deaths and injuries during the last quarter of 2020. This include the displacement of civilians, especially in Kajukeji area, where it said the safety and security of the civilian communities continue to be in jeopardy. General Lokujo is among 10 other individuals and 4 entities the EU Council decided to impose restrictive measures on for serious human rights violations and abuses in various countries around the world. In its publication yesterday, the EU said General Lokujo is responsible for the killing of 3 officers of the SPLA in opposition who were abducted and executed on his orders in May 2020. The Council said any property belonging to Lokujo in the EU countries should be frozen. It also instructed persons and entities in the EU not to facilitate funds either directly or indirectly to Lokujo. Through the EU Global Human Rights Sanctions Regime, the Council says it is determined to stand up for human rights and to take tangible action against those responsible for violations and abuses. The Council of the EU first adopted restrictive measures in relation to South Sudan on 10 July 2014. It targeted persons they believe obstruct the political process in South Sudan or are responsible for serious human rights violations. The Council further imposed restrictive measures against those who threaten the peace, security or stability of South Sudan. They include Major General Santino Wall, alongside the late General Peter Gadet, among others. The European Union Council concluded that it remains deeply concerned about serious human rights violations and abuses in different parts of the world, such as torture, extrajudicial killings, enforced disappearances, or systematic use of forced labor committed by individuals and entities in China, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Libya, Eritrea, South Sudan, and Russia. Reporting for iRadio News, my name is Emmanuel Joseph Akile.
The governor of Jonglei State has appointed Dr. Agoda Lier Lake as the new mayor for Bor municipality. In a gubernatorial decree issued yesterday, Dinai Jok Chagor also appointed Mabil Tot Malwal as deputy mayor for administration and finance. The same decree also appointed Peter Gatkwot Kwang as the deputy mayor for infrastructure and development for Bor town. Dr. Agoda Lier was a former state official who also served in several positions, including deputy governor for Jonglei State between 2017 and 2018. Meanwhile, the governor of Western Bahr Ghazal State, Sarah Clito Rial, has also appointed Paulino Said Ukel as the mayor of Wau municipality. Like the rest of the states, Bor and Wau municipal councils have been without a mayor since last year when the government was dissolved. This is iRadio News, and for the international stories, here is Lugala Mulai. Hello, Lugala.
Hello and good afternoon, Daniel Danis. Now let's take a look at what is making headlines in the region and the international scene. A gunman has killed 10 people, including a police officer, following an hours-long standoff at a grocery market in the U.S. state of Colorado. The attack in Boulder ended with police detaining an injured suspect at the King Soopers Market. Among the dead was 51-year-old Eric Talley, who was the first police officer to respond to the shooting. This is a tragedy and a nightmare for Boulder County, the area's district attorney, Michael Dougherty, said. Elsewhere, Gambian lawmakers on Monday voted to uphold a ban on skin bleaching following a heated debate in Parliament, state media reports. The Attorney General presented a bill on the prohibition of skin bleaching for consideration according to a list of business in Parliament posted on Twitter. He urged that criminalizing people for using cosmetic products was an unfair punishment, the AFP news agency reports, but lawmakers were in favor of maintaining the ban. In other news, Africa's increased debt accumulation has pushed several countries into debt distress, with fears that many governments will not be able to access the international capital market for more funding, according to a new report by the African Development Bank. The African Economic Outlook Report 2021, titled From the Debt Resolution to Growth, the road ahead of Africa, shows that by December 2020, 14 of the 38 countries for which debt sustainability analysis are available were rated in high risk of debt distress, while another 6 were already in debt distress. Finally, the crisis engulfing Australia's politics has continued to grow following the emergence of videos showing staff members performing sex acts in Parliament, leading to one senior aide being fired. One video showed the aide performing sex act on a female MP's desk. Prime Minister Scott Morrison described the video as disgraceful. It comes after a former staff member revealed how she feared losing her job following an alleged sexual assault. And that is all making headlines in the region and the international scene. Back to you, Daniel Danis.
Thank you, Lugala Mulai. And for the sports stories, here is Jordan Yamba.
First to Torit, where the South Sudan Cup final at the state was postponed yesterday for what the association called administrative reasons. According to reports, football authorities called off the match because the state governor was unable to attend the event due to other commitments on the day. Youngsters were due to face Imaton. The game has now been rescheduled for Saturday, the 27th. In Wau, meanwhile, winners crashed out of the preliminary stage of the cup competition following a 2-0 loss to Freedom. Melikia edged Elephant 6-5 on penalties in the other game following a goalless draw in normal time. Haidinka takes on Al Ahly in today's game as Tadamon faced the Kush Stars at Wau Stadium. Elsewhere, Manchester United midfielder Fred has become the latest footballer to be subjected to racist abuse on social media following his side's FA Cup exit to Leicester City on Sunday. Fred was at fault for Leicester City's opening goal during the 3-1 defeat at the King Power Stadium. After the game, a number of racist messages were left on the Brazil International's Instagram account, some including a derogatory meme. And finally, AC Milan's Zlatan Ibrahimovic shed tears of pride as he returned to Sweden's national team after a 4-year absence for their World Cup qualifiers. Sweden's all-time top scorer with 62 goals in 116 games, said in a newspaper interview in late 2020 that he wanted to end his international exile. The national head coach Andersson quickly flew to Milan to sort out the terms of his return. Those are the latest sports stories this afternoon.
This is iRadio News, and to end this bulletin, here's a look at our main stories once again. Seven people have reportedly been killed along the Sobad River in Upper Nile State. Authorities in Magwe County of Eastern Equatoria State have arrested 6 foreign nationals for illegal logging in the area. The government says it has invested more than $300 million to begin the process of taking the control of the South Sudan airspace. That's the end of iRadio News. You can also get these stories and updates by subscribing to iRadio News alerts on your MTN South Sudan number. Call 700 or dial *700# and follow the instructions. If there is a story or an event you would like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message on +211 912 986 986. It is also our WhatsApp number. Follow us on Twitter at iRadio Juba. Like our Facebook page, iRadio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. The news in Arabic comes to you at 1:30 p.m. I am Daniel Denise. Thanks for listening.
Leti minimi utezo coronavirus gasi repeato lemi utemi mi ute beti mi vere azini mi uteba mini adrikopi be turipi coronavirus atasi mi ledo tani pi urukoni izi ministry ruba atambapi ole sudani andele rore vere kalafeni Asia kana mufengako lemi uji mi dri tronga sabunisi yisi lemi eziba drisiko lemi adri enyinga ba azi agerega ko lemi ozu miti azini mi omvo bongosi doku mi ga o kolori mi gerju imbelembe verige mi amado mbaru mini eko echi tongara ani mi adribeti.
My husband beats me over anything. He whips me so badly all the time.
Hey Azol, why do you beat your wife? Did you know a crime against women and girls is a crime against humanity? Harming your woman and girl is bad. Stop beating, raping, and sexual violence against women and girls. Together, let's kick out gender-based violence out of South Sudan now.
Rajli gadi dukeni